Hey family, Eve here. So family, this video that I'm about to create is an extension of my last video, which I was showing you in that last video how 9/11, the World Trade Center and the Tower of Babel, and the Twin Towers, let's see, how they were connected. So I ended off showing you how all the nations that were trying to build the Tower of Babel, they were one nation at first, and how they all spoke one language, and how they was trying to build this city to make it reach the heavens, and how God confounded their language and it stopped the build of the Tower of Babel. So the connection with the World Trade Center and the Tower of Babel is how they became one language again. And that one language was through trade. And I also told you how that through trade, through the trade center, trading all the nations, the trade center, the stock exchange, the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers were all connected to trade. So that's how all the nations spoke one language. They all came together and they built this city, which was the trade center, that they could all speak one language again. And it was all money. Money was the language they spoke. Trade, money. They made money through trade. And I told you the way they made money and the reason they built this city, the trade center, was primarily to bring the children of Israel down into bondage or captivity. They were the ones that were being traded on the stock market. Because remember I said the Most High in Deuteronomy 28:68, he said that we were going to Egypt again, but this time by ships. He said, and that's where our people would be traded as bondmen and bondwomen, and no one would buy them. So that's trade. They were being traded. I also mentioned in the last video that the children of Israel was at part of being traded. They were called stock. They were called chattel. They were called cattle. We were labeled as animals, and we were being traded just like they traded animals. So I want to continue and show you even more about their connection. So and how the Most High devised the collapse of the trade center to stop the communication. And you remember I said in the tower with the Tower of Babel, when he confounded their languages, he traced their languages, it became confusing where they couldn't build anymore because nobody spoke the same language. That's the same thing that happened with the trade center. Once the trade center collapsed, it was confusing. It was confusion to them because they was trying to figure out how all these nations who came together were trying to figure out how they were going to revamp, how America was going to revamp, because the trade center was here and they revamped it, but it's here in the Americas where the children of Israel went into slavery, here in Americas. So that city they built was a city where, like I said, all the nations, their primary goal was to bring down the children of Israel. And all those nations are mentioned in Psalms 83. When you read Psalm 83, you'll see all those nations mentioned were the ones who take part in the trade. They were part of the trade center to bring the children down into captivity. So when I said the Most High devised the fall of the trade center, or the collapse of the trade center, let me show you what I wrote. I put the Most High is the one that devised the collapse of the World Trade Center, not man. All the nations came together and corroborated a story as if this country had been attacked by the Arabs, and created footage to convince the American people into believing that. So the Arabs, why would they attack something where they was a part of? They was a part of the trade center or the trades, because like I told you, Esau, the Edomites, they ruled here in this country. The Arabs is a part of the descendants of Esau. So why would they attack something they were benefiting from? All lies. The Edomites have been lying to the American people for so long. And I'm going to show you a scripture where the Most High said that during this time right here, when their time was up and the time of the what they did to the children of Israel, the wickedness they did, to the iniquity they did to the children of Israel, when that time was up, how they was going to come. And this is what they said. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, 19. It says, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, and things wherein there is no profit. So when the Most High caused the collapse in the trade amongst nations, the U.S. had to figure out how to revamp. So what they did was, well, see, this time, like I was reading Jeremiah 16 and 19, during this time, the Gentiles, the American people, the white Europeans, is getting ready to figure out, because a lot of stuff is getting ready to unfold because their time is up. So a lot of the truth is getting ready to come out. So they're getting ready to see that all of these things that all of these other nations over in the east, the south, and the east has been telling them over here in the northwest has been lies, especially the things that they allowed them to believe that about the children of Israel. Like they made those people over there in the country, in Egypt, and the country Israel, or whatever it is, they made them believe that they're the actual Jews, when we are the so-called African Americans over here in the Americas, in the West, the Northwest. So family, a lot of things is getting ready to come out. So they're getting ready to find out that they've been listening to lies. And so like I said, the Americans were like after 9/11, 2001, America had to figure out how to revamp for trade, because they saw their kingdom getting ready to fall. So this is how they revamped. Let me show you. So what they did was they created a system, because they so evil, they already be at work. They be at work before you can imagine. So this is what they did. So they started trading again. It says, so after the Most High caused a collapse in the trade amongst nations, the U.S. along with those other nations had to figure out how to revamp from that. So they started trading again through healthcare reform, making all the people get healthcare insurance, and no man was obsolete. Like Clinton and Obama, especially Obama made it to where everybody had to have health care. And if you didn't have health care if you didn't get health care, money was being withheld from your check on your job. It was crazy, because they made it to what everybody had to have it, or you was going to be taxed. It was something going to happen as far as your money is concerned, especially on your job, if you didn't have healthcare reform. And you wasn't a part of a healthcare reform. They started more corporate organizations that more than ever, like the ones you see on TV now, where they have these organizations that they created, and the American people would be the ones that they would make the money off of. Like that people would donate to these organizations, and this is how they kept commercialism going on. They was constantly gaining revenue through things like this. Organizations like Shriners, St. Jude, health insurance commercials, making all the American people get health insurance, life insurance, car warranties, homeowner warranties. All of these programs were like slave programs that kept the American people in debt. And debt is bondage. Bondage is slavery. All of these programs, especially are targeted, people who are targeted is the so-called African Americans, the Israelites, our people. So that's how they start making money. So if you watch TV now, you'll see all these programs on TV where every time you turn around, they begging and asking for money. They got it. What's the dog program? They got a program where they ask you for money for dogs that have been abused, cats that's been abused, elephants that's been abused, children that's been abused, all of these programs. So that's how they were able to revamp and get their money back. So, yeah. So the American people paid for it, paid for America to revamp, like I said, but especially the so-called African American or the Israelites. So family, I want to read to you what God said to Esau, his descendants, pertaining to the Tower of Babel and them building the trade center. It's in Obadiah again, 3 and 4. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, that thou dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his hand, in his heart, who shall bring me down? And though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord God. See, he's saying right there how they set their nest among the stars. Remember, I told you the eagle is their symbol of strength, and it's also symbolic for freedom, free Edom. So he said they set their nest upon the eagle, like the eagle nest. They set their nest amongst the stars, meaning this is how high they believe they are. And they, remember I told you in the Tower of Babel, they said they was building the tower, the city to the heavens. That's what the American people and the other nations together, when they built the trade center, they built it so tall and so high that they felt like they was building it amongst the stars, where they felt like that's how high they was going to be and nobody could bring them down. But what did the Most High say? He said, I'm going to bring, he told him, he said, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord. See, he brought them down. He brought the trade center down. See, they thought they couldn't be touched, but he brought it down. Then it collapsed. And then they try to revamp it and try to build it again. And they just now starting to get, I guess, it going. But guess what? It's going to collapse again, because their whole kingdom getting ready to fall this time. So family, I just wanted to show you the connection between the 9/11, 2001, 9/11, 2001, the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, and the connection with the Tower of Babel, the Tower of Babel connection with those. So family, with that being said, I just wanted to show you guys. I really, I want to show you guys that. But I'm going to show you something else pertaining to 911. But family, with that being said, thanks for visiting my video, and I'll see you on the next one.